If you have never worked with the camera editor in iRacing, please see my Introduction to Custom Cameras tutorial in my iRacing Custom Camera tutorial playlist. It covers a lot of the basics that I will not cover with each individual tutorial. It'll save a lot of time and questions being asked. Thank you very much. Alright, let's put a roof and a rear deck cam on your car. I'm in the Gander truck here, and as you can see, I have the nose camera brought up on all the cameras that we have available here. Very important note, unlike the TV cameras, the cameras that are associated with the car cannot be duplicated. I'm not sure why that is. For example, if you're duplicating a blimp camera, you can copy it, paste it, create a new one. The blimp will retain its original properties, and then the second one that you just created, you can change the viewpoints and the properties of that camera, and they remain two individual cameras. For some reason or other, that does not work with the cameras associated with the car. Therefore, in order to create cameras that are on the car, for example, this roof cam and the rear deck cam, you're going to have to choose one of those cameras that are associated with the car that I'm showing you right here. That camera will show the new settings. You cannot get away from that. Me, myself, and I, the nose cam, I never have used that before. It is kind of a cool shot with nothing else but you rolling down the pavement. But this is what I've decided for myself personally that is going to be my roof cam. Okay, so we're going to come over here to camera. Remember, Control C to bring that up. Going to go over to the group here. We're going to create. It says New 1. We're going to change that to Roof Cam. And click Enter. Now, as you see here, we have Roof Cam and Nose Cam. Currently, they are exactly the same because we've made no changes. Come back over to the camera here. It's static, it's on the car. You know, we're using the cam nose, that's the name of the camera. And then when we come back over to group here real quick, I'll show you here, cam nose. Like I said, again, unfortunately you cannot copy, create, and paste these. It will not add a number to the back of cam nose like it will on the blimp, so you're just stuck with that. Back over to the camera tab. Alright, we want to put this on the roof of the car. Okay, so we know where we're at. We're on the nose of the car. So what we're going to do is offset your x-axis, that's your front and your back. We're going to back up a little bit here. And then you can see that we're already in the car. I keep the step factor, by the way, kind of low. I do use key acceleration to speed things up. Oh, that's the radiator fan. That's kind of cool. Okay, so then we're going to use the z-axis, which is up and down. We're going to go up. Alright, there we are. We're about at the windshield. We're going to go up just a little bit higher, and then we'll back off just a little bit more. Okay, we're still inside. Go up a little bit more. We'll come back a little bit more. Alright, now you can see right there, let me get this. You can see right here, that's the roof cam bubble. You can duplicate, you can get inside that if you want. So the y-axis, that's left and right. And we'll come down just a little bit. Try to get right. Okay, we just went a little too far there. You saw how it kind of sped up. All right, there's the bubble. We'll come to the right just a little bit more. Come down just a little bit. I want to show you here real quickly. You can see how the roof is cut out, and we saw that on the camera housing. the near plane bias here, when I move this lower, you can see that the roof fills in, and then as I move it up, they did that. That's a great representation of how the near plane bias works. We're going to leave that at 1 for right now, and I'll explain that why. Okay, so we're going to go in. All right, we lost the bubble. It disappeared. That's okay. We can effectively say that we're inside of that right now. Orient is left and right pan. Then we can hit spacebar to take a look at everything, and that's not right. We'll go back to where we were. We'll go forward just a little bit more so we don't see the roof line. That would be a pretty good proximity of where the camera is if it was within that camera housing bubble. I don't like the way this looks. The nose looks just a little pinched, if you will. You can see how it slopes down and then gets pinched. So what I have done for my personal gander truck, now in the cars, I will say in the NASCAR cars and some of the other cars, being up this high works fantastic. For the truck, I just don't like it myself, so I'm going to drop down just a little bit, kind of come inside, right at the dashboard, come forward, then get it centered. I'm going to go up just a little bit, even though that's probably not realistic, and then pitch here. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit so we can see my logo. Alright, so that's pretty good where I want it. However, we can make one more final adjustment with the static FOV, the field of view here. We can change that a little bit, and you can see how you can make it a turbo shot or whatnot. So I think it was at 75. We're going to leave it at 65. Let's come up a little bit. And that's pretty close to what I have already. So it's a little bit of trial and error and see how you like it. So let's go out on the track here. That looks pretty good. I like to keep as much sky out as possible, but you know, that's up to you. You might want to show the venue. So let's get to the race. This is the... Alright, so you know what? Let's pause it for a second here. Let's pitch up just a little bit more. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. We can sort of see a little bit more of the venue. Alright, so now that we have all of our positions set, we're going to want to adjust the volume. I forgot to mention this. I'm kind of inserting this after the fact. I have mine set here as about 17.57. You can see I believe it's at about a 1 or so by default. And if we play this, it's quite quiet. And I have found about 15 or so. Seems to be a pretty good volume. And then we'll go to the rear deck camera, and I've got it at about 15 also. You're going to want to save the car. Car cam is what is default. I suggest you not overwrite that, so you can always go back to the original default settings. You can see that I have some tests in here and everything. This is the Gander truck cam, so I'm just going to go. I am not going to save this because my Gander cams are all set. So I'm just going to do roof test. You can put it in there whatever you want. I suggest it's the name of the vehicle. And save. Yes. Now here is the idiosyncrasy thing. You also need to save it on the track. Track cam is the default. You would have nothing else in here. I already have Knoxville built. So if you don't have anything for Knoxville already, or whatever track that you're at, just simply put in there the name of the track. I like to date them so I can keep an eye on, you know, the progression of my cameras. But create this, even if you don't have any other cameras saved. Now, The next time you say at Chicagoland in the truck and you think to yourself, I need to change that camera just a little bit, I don't like it. No problem. Make your changes. Save the car back to Gander Cam or whatever you've named it for each individual car. Then save the track, whatever track that you're at. I'm not sure why you have to do this, but you do in order for it to come up in the menu when you're at a different track. See, we have roof cam here, and that is also the nose cam, or is the nose cam there. If you go to Chicago, you will have the nose and the roof cam sharing the same view, which we just created here. However, roof cam will not be in this drop-down menu at Chicago. I don't know why that is. That's just the best explanation. Okay, that's our roof cam. Let's make the rear deck cam, and just like with the nose, I use the gearbox out the back. Don't particularly use that a whole lot. So again, it's just basically the same principle. Is we're gonna raise it up on the Z-axis. We're gonna back it up on the offset, which means we're going forward. Oh, there it is. And we're gonna come down just a little bit. Then back forward. Little shaking going on since the truck is in motion. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. All right, that came out pretty good there. And I'm going to change the pitch just a little bit here. Okay. There we go. I didn't have to do any orient. Let's, that one looks really good to me. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. Come over to group here. Create. It says new one again. That's always by default. Back it off. Rear deck. Enter. Now we have nose, roof cam, gearbox, rear deck. Save the car, save the track like we did before, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's how you get roof cam and the rear deck cam in iRacing. Thanks a lot for coming along for the ride, guys, and we'll see you next time.